Levels.
Levels.
Did you see the latest story in the news?
Now what?
Somebody wants to ban pre-shredded cheese. They're looking to make America great again.
We almost made it to 250. Damn it.
Hi, toddlers. Welcome to Talking to Todd, a weekly podcast with Dwayne Johnson and Todd Prinz, where failure is always an option. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. Yeah, sorry. Pretty good. Yep. I'm doing fine. Yeah. Just real quick.
Yes.
I disavow all knowledge of being involved in that cold open. I mean, was I there? Yes. Use AI on my voice? No, you didn't. But, some weeks it's like, please send your emails to Dwayne at talkingtotodd.com.
Yeah, Dwayne, line, Todd, reacts. Yes, that was all he got for that.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep our show compliant for the new administration. Feedback, follow-up, and updates?
Oh, God. If this is the other podcast, there'd be so much there. Okay, yes, let's get to feedback, follow-up, and updates. Okay, moving on.
Toddler number one. Wow, that was a long walk for that joke. That was the episode. That was the episode that started with you interrupting me to distract from what was going on with the election. That was the election night episode. That started with a really, 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 really long joke.
Joke's doing a lot of heavy lifting there, but
a lot. A lot. Yeah. According to Amy, a lot. That was a really long walk.
Yeah. Feedback from Lisa. We were listening to the last week's episode, and you were quizzing me, just giving me random trivia things to see what I knew. And you said that the hashtag, what's that called? And I just said, oh, that's the Octothorpe. Uh-huh. How do you know that? Why do you know? Why does anybody? What is going on? Again, I don't know. Nobody should. No, and then she was like, no, you need to tell me. How do you know that? I listen to some tech podcasts and they talk about that. Like, you got to find new podcasts. I don't know if she meant to listen to or be on, but either way, we'll take that. She also gave a bit of feedback. She said, hey, by the way, during the whole trivia thing, she said, the show's better when the two of you are just reacting instead of sort of, reading the stories with the, where did that go? Oh, hold on here. She thought that. And what I will say is, if you like that, at some point in the future, we have an episode out of time. Dwayne, do you want to tease it?
Well, so at some point, what we did earlier tonight, toddler number 6 and toddler 401k, and Todd and I got together and played Jeopardy. And we had the best time for about 41 minutes. Now, the episode lasted 3 hours.
We recorded 12. Anyway, so that will be appearing at some point here in a week. Do we have any other follow-up feedback, follow-up, or updates?
I really didn't have anything.
Okay. Any corrections?
One.
Actually.
During our discussion of the word fictional.
Oh, did I change it from fictional to fictional? Did I do that?
Yes. Because when I went to go look at Merriam-Webster's dictionary, it tells me fictitional, which is the word you said and invented. The word you've entered isn't in the dictionary. Click on a spelling suggestion below or try again using the search bar above. Options were fictitiously, fictional, fictitious, quational. I don't even know what that is or how it might. Factial is closer and apparently is also a word. What did I learn this week? I learned factial is a word. but not fictional.
Yeah, see what I did there? See, I kind of took it the other way to get out of the ditch with that, and then you put it back in the ditch. So thank you for correcting me again. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So spell check and autocorrect were actually doing their work for you there, giving you the word that you intended to do. So thanks, Apple. Was that Apple AI?
Oh,
No.
if it worked, so it's not. No. It was useful, did something.
The only thing that I had in follow-up, I don't know why we continue to report these, but there was a scoregami last week. Lions 52, Jaguars 6. It was the 1,088th unique score in NFL history. Scoregami.
Yeah, I mean, once you start getting up in the 50s, I mean, things get a little goofy.
Not what I learned this week, but also something that I learned this week. There have only been 5 games in NFL history where both teams scored more than 50 points.
Okay.
Because they were talking about how the Lions scored 52, and anytime you start getting over 50, the odds of a scoregami goes up extraordinarily.
Yeah.
But then the next paragraph talked about how there have only been a handful of times where the points total has exceeded 100. I don't know. Anyway, one of them was a Chiefs game in the regular season that was just incredible.
Well, unless you like defense, and then it was.
That's fair.
We're going to play rope-a-dope. We're just not going to play defense. We're just going to let them score so we can get the ball back as fast as possible. Like, cool. We're the what? Like the 83 Nuggets. That'll be awesome.
Did you bring stuff for Todd's Tech Corner as sponsored by the Taylor Center for Technology Policy? The award-winning Taylor Center for Technology Policy?
Multiple award-winning.
Yes.
A couple of things. Number one, as we record this, Apple released some updates earlier this week for iPhone, iPad, and Macs. You're going to want to. That's one. It's a .1. It's a 0.1. So it's a very small update. However, you are going to want to apply those. They fix some security problems that are being used in the wild, for whatever that means. Now, who in the wild has a phone? I don't know what that means, but yeah, just go ahead and update those. The other one, though, this one's interesting. Apple announced that with the update to .2, which is going to be coming out in a couple of weeks, Apple is working with airlines. So if you have an AirTag in your luggage and you check your luggage and on an airline and then it goes missing, up to this point, you could have it on your phone. Hey, I know where my AirTag is. It's right here. But that doesn't do the airline much good because they're like, well, what do you want me to do with that? So they're now giving the ability with this next update to share an item's location with selected airlines so that they can then use your tracker to find your bag that they lost.
Thank you, Apple.
Yeah.
What did we talk about last week? Using the technology for good rather than evil?
Yes. So you can generate a share item location link in the Find My app on iPhone, iPad, or Mac. Recipients will be able to view a website that shows the location on an interactive map, and a website will automatically update when a new location is available. According to Apple, in the coming months, more than 15 airlines globally will start supporting this, including Aer Lingus, Air Canada, Air New Zealand, Austrian Airlines, British Airways, Brussels, Delta, Eurowings, Iberia, KLM, Lufthansa, Qantas, Singapore, Swiss, Turkish, United, Virgin, and Vueling. Not included on this list at this point is American. However, Delta and United are going to be on this and working on it. So anyway, this could actually be pretty handy and a good reason to have an AirTag in your device.
Why do I think that there was a traveler in the tech development department at Apple who had their bags lost.
I know where it is. We built this. I can't help you. Gonna fix this.
You may not be able to help me today, but damn it, in 6 years.
Yes. So that's yet another piece of technology I'm looking forward to never having to deploy.
Hey, if you don't check them, they can't lose them.
Not that they won't try. Does this thing does? I just need to move this out of the bag to give this other. No, do not touch do not reallocate my bag.
Do not.
Oh, gate check. It's perfectly fine. No.
I've probably delayed this about as long as I can. That's right. That sound means it's time for Dwayne guess a number. Okay, hit me.
All right.
Boy, we're just flying through this show tonight.
We are. I mean, just everybody's like, yes, you are. Last year, a syndicate, originally it was an unknown person, but they have now, through reporting, a syndicate found a way to win the Lotto Texas jackpot. They decided the jackpot was worth $95 million.
Okay.
They went and bought every ticket combination possible for the Lotto Texas jackpot for a specific drawing. Dwayne, how much money did they have to spend to win the $94 million payout?
How many balls?
That's kind of a personal question. I don't know.
Gotta set you up for that.
Let me check real quick here.
3 plus 1, 5 plus 1.
Texas Lotto looks like it is 1, 2. Well, it is currently 1, 2. It is 6.
6 balls. 5 plus the Powerball.
Just 6 numbers. This is Texas Lotto.
Balls.
It's not Powerball or Mega Millions. So this is just, we're going to draw six of the balls. He took his shoes off, everyone. He's counting on his toes. Okay, this is getting serious now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inside joke.
I think October. Nope. Damn it. Got that wrong. Yeah, I specifically withheld some information that would have been helpful for you.
Yeah, how many numbers are available?
It's 6. So it's 6 numbers. Yes, sorry. It is 6
balls,
numbers.
45 numbers?
There's I saw at least 52. It is, sorry. Here we go. You're going to be able to do the math now because I'm just going to give you the answer, right?
Yeah.
There are 6 balls drawn, and it is from a total number of 54.
The question is, can I do math?
Live on air. To tape.
$77,000?
Nope. Nope. I want to take another run at that. You're low.
Let's add another 0 on there. $777,000?
The answer is just under $26 million.
Oh, okay. But that's a good investment.
Yeah. So they bought 25.8 million tickets in a 3-day window. And by Texas law, you're supposed to, you can't use devices to buy them. So you're supposed to have to buy them individually. So there were some questions as to how do you buy 25 million tickets manually from machines?
No kidding.
In 3 days. Apparently, throughout the investigation, they found out that there are some interesting businesses in Texas which are will sell you lottery tickets, and they don't sell anything else. They just have like 25 or 30 lottery machines, and the only people that can access them are courier services that you can pay to go in, and they churn out tickets 24 hours a day, 7 days a week so that you can do this.
By hand.
Yes, in theory, that's what they're supposed to be able to do. Yes. So anyway, yes, they spent $26 million to win 95. At the end of it, they actually then received 57.8 million after taxes.
Yeah. Still doubled their money.
Yes. Now the assumption is they probably had to pay the couriers or something, but yeah, they did fine. So anyway, after we're done recording, Dwayne and I have a business opportunity of how we can double our money. We're going to need to borrow a little bit. We may have to mortgage the home office in Tuba City. But don't worry, I can get the money back in 3 days.
Can we take our winnings and then go buy a Harrier jet? Because I've got a business plan for that.
It's all coming together now. We got this.
I'm telling you.
All right. Sorry, no bell on that one.
No kidding. I wasn't even close.
Yeah.
I clearly cannot do math live on the air. No. Don't let me do that ever again. Keep asking me math questions.
Yeah, I was going to say, note to Todd. Math questions. Dwayne guess a number and a formula and another number.
Nope.
Also this week, as we shift games, under guess the headline, we've talked about how bad headlines, how bad the pictures are for the headlines.
Yeah.
Well, I think two things. Number one, somebody said, I've got an idea. What if we make the picture good and so the headline and the picture we know don't match, but what if we just turn that over to AI? Now, I'm not saying that AI is what happened, but I'm pretty sure that the computers are now taking over. This isn't going to be a guess. This is just going to be the headline that I saw. By the way, I'll give you a little bit of the picture is of Mo Salah from Liverpool's striker. The story's from the Times or the Sunday Times of London. Dwayne, the headline under the Mo Salah picture is
F070E65-2-E838-4CD. It looks like my password that gets generated by Apple.
Somebody hit publish and then went, I pasted the wrong thing. Oh my God. That's my bank password.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So anyway, apparently Spellcheck is not used within Apple News at the news desk because this made it fine published. So anyway, I think the computers, you know what though, that as you started reading that, I'm thinking there is AI, like Siri's listening to this going, yeah, that's a good headline. Oh yeah. F07E652- yeah, that's funny. Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway.
Can I call out the story in the bottom corner that you sent me? What's the headline? What's the headline say, Todd?
Broncos' massive roster mistake continues to look worse by the week.
And the picture is of
a Detroit Lion.
Yes, it would be. Yes.
I believe if I, without reading it and knowing this thing, at the end, sorry, at the beginning of the season, the Broncos had too many wide receivers and they cut Tim Patrick, who was very, very popular in the locker room. Do you know what team signed Tim Patrick?
I'm guessing that might be the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions. I believe they're pointing out that this lion, the picture of the lion here, the football line, not the actual line, is the massive mistake.
Okay. If I were a Broncos fan, I might know that. That's a curated feed for you, Mr. Broncos fan, wouldn't it be?
Well, here's the thing. If you throw enough crap at it, eventually something looks curated.
That's fair. I've been plenty idiotic here for the last 10 minutes. Should we do some Scott Frost Memorial Idiots of the Week?
Yeah, sounds great.
Last week, I teased a story.
Yes.
About Wicked.
Yes.
The headline that I gave you was Wicked Problems.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you want to expand on that now?
Yeah. Did you see this story? Mattel released a line of dolls in collaboration with the release of the movie Wicked. Glinda, Elphaba, on the packaging, they directed consumers to the website wicked.com to promote their new line of Wicked dolls.
Well, the dolls are promoting the movie. So if you want more information about the movie, here's the website, right?
Here's the website. Yeah, go to
got
Wicked.
The dolls, see the movie.
Yeah.
What movies were at wicked.com, by the way?
Not wholesome ones.
Dwayne, what is the actual URL that they should have gone to?
Wickedmovie.com.
Yeah.
Not wicked.com. But I believe this was a whitehouse.com problem. If you remember that little snafu. Yeah, wicked.com is a pornographic website. That's a fantastic job out of Mattel and an even better job out of their proofreaders.
Well, no. The proofreader did just fine. www.wicked.com. Checks. It's not like it's fictional or fictionalist.
Sweet Lord.
There's a meeting after this breaks, right?
Yes.
Everybody to the conference room.
Uh-oh.
Now. And then it's like, did nobody spell check this? I did spell check it. It's right. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Who checked that it was the right one? And then everybody just looks around the room. I'm the responsible. I'm the one that puts the 75 staples in their hair to attach it to the box so you can't get it out in under 6 hours. That's not my job.
Meanwhile, Kevin over in the corner, I ain't clicking on that link from a work computer. I know better than that.
HR already talked with me about that and said that the next time would be my last, and I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Good job, Mattel. Fantastic work out of you. How about you? What did you bring?
Okay, so people may know, I'm not the biggest fan of Microsoft.
Really?
At times I was not a fan of Microsoft at all. There's some stuff they do really well now. So I'm not anti-Microsoft. I'm just not a big Microsoft fan. However, this is sort of pushing the limits and maybe making me go back to maybe Microsoft isn't helping us. So Microsoft, Dwayne, you live in an area, you've got some data centers, some big company data centers, or in your general metro area. Which companies have data centers in your general vicinity?
I believe the closest one to my house is Microsoft, but then I think we also have Google and Facebook.
And then I think over in Ankeny, there's an Apple one, I think even.
Oh, is there? I did not.
Or up by Waukee. Apple might be up in Waukee, and Facebook is over. Anyway.
Facebook is out in Altoona.
Oh, that's the one I'm thinking of. Facebook's in Altoona, and I think anyway, Microsoft is working, has some data centers in Pennsylvania, and I don't know if you know, but data centers require a lot of power.
Yes, they do.
Like a lot of power. So, because Pennsylvania needs some additional energy to power the Microsoft data centers. Do you know what power plant they're firing back up?
In Pennsylvania?
Yes.
3 Mile Island?
Yes, they're firing up a unit of the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant is set to be restarted in order to power Microsoft data centers. AI is going to kill us all. We just don't know how. I'm sure it's fine.
It's fine.
I'm sure it's fine. I mean,
not the worst news I've gotten in the last 3 weeks. Not the worst news about burning the country down I've gotten in the last 3 weeks.
Don't worry. I'm sure that the next head of the Nuclear Energy Commission is going to really inspect the heck out of that before they open it back up again. Okay, anyway, so there you go. Please, everybody start using Bing because apparently it's now powered by nuclear. All right, there we go. Okay, let's jump to something more fun, I hope. Hey, what have you been watching?
A show on Amazon Prime called Cross.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
I've seen the promos. It's for the Alex Cross character.
Correct. A reboot of James Patterson's Alex Cross character, which there have been a couple of movies of.
That have done okay, but...
Right? Yeah. We really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Really super. Amazon does this genre really well, right? I mean, they did the Clancy
Jack Ryan
reboot several times, right? And they set this up to do, to go on. Really, really well done. Enjoyed this. Murder mystery. I mean, it's Alex Cross, so murder mystery, multiple storylines. This was a serial killer one. Really, really well done. Enjoyed it. Watched it in a 3 days maybe, because it was a slow weekend. And then tonight, before we started this, we finished a mini series on Netflix called The Perfect Couple.
Okay.
This is Nicole Kidman, Liv Schreiber, maybe. It is like The Glass Onion, right? What was the first one of those murder mysteries?
Oh God, yes. Knives Out.
Knives Out. Yes. It feels like that kind of thing. It's kind of an Agatha Christie sort of thing. This family gathers together for somebody's wedding and someone is murdered. I'm not giving anything away there. And then over the course of the next painfully long 8 episodes, I liked this movie when it was a 2-hour movie, not when it was an 8-part miniseries. We enjoyed it. We finished it. We didn't get 3 episodes in and said, you know what, I'm done with this, which we've done on other things. It's good. At some point along the way, you think, oh, every person in the show could have done it. Yes. Also, almost no one in the show did I actually like the character of. So you had reason to hope that any one of them could have been the murderer and is going away. Anyway, if you've got 8 hours to kill and only wish you had 4, this might be the show for you. The Perfect Couple on Netflix. How about you?
We've been going back and trying to finish up a couple of shows that we started. And generally what we do with most of these shows is you watch like 1 episode a night. And, you maybe watch 2 or 3 different shows a night, kind of going back to network TV, right? So just kind of work through it until somebody goes and starts podcasting for a couple of hours on a night, and then it breaks our streak. Anyway, we're almost done with Agatha All Along, so picking that one back up. We're also working our way through Slow Horses. It's a good show. And then tomorrow night we are seeing on the premiere night or the night before the official premiere or whatever. Anyway, we're seeing Wicked tomorrow night. Yes.
.com?
Nope. Just no. The actual movie. We're going to a theater, a legitimate theater. And
good save.
Yep. And we're going to watch 2 hours and 40 minutes of part 1. Yes. So
we bought tickets to go on Saturday morning at 11:15 because I thought there was a lesser chance that there would be theater kids singing along at 11:15 in the morning on a Saturday. I can be wrong. I will probably be wrong, but I thought maybe that there was a lesser chance.
Yeah, because why would kids go to the movie on a Saturday
morning?
Oh, yeah, they're not up yet. Yeah, they're theater kids. They're just might be rolling in.
We could have gone at 9 a.m. and then I definitely would have been safe.
So yes, by next week, what we will have watched is Wicked, and we'll have we'll probably be able to have some thoughts about it. We've seen some of the. We watched last night a review from a London-based theater critic who gave a non-spoiler review of Wicked the movie and generally compared it to the stage show without giving away any spoilers. So things like, and people have read about this, and quite frankly, almost the entire movie has already been released online. I was listening to one podcast and they said they went into a CVS and bought their kid a Wicked. They needed some barrettes or something, and they bought him some Wicked barrettes. And the person at the cash register says, "Oh man, I've been meaning to see that for the last month. It's not out yet. It just feels like it." Every time an ad comes on, we do this like, oh, I didn't know. I'm glad they advertised. They should really advertise some more. Anyway, apparently what we've been told is that there are differences. There are similarities, but there are some differences. But some of the things that people have been complaining about that are different, he basically said, there are differences, and people have said that this is a bad difference. He said, but it works within the movie. There's other differences that explain this. Like, don't just pick out this one thing. This is a thing on its own that's very similar, but some choices are made. And so we're looking forward to seeing a slightly different take on Wicked.
They would almost have to now, wouldn't they, if they're taking a 2-hour and 40-minute stage production and turning it into 2-hour and 40-minute movies.
They do have to come up with some content. Just listen, could you just hold that note for 7 minutes?
And Ariana says, yeah, no problem. I can do that. Actually, what she says is just 7.
I can keep it short.
Did you learn anything good this week?
Well, this has been going on. So it's this week, it's the last couple of weeks. And this could have been an idiot's, but so this is about what people haven't. It's more what we've learned, what people haven't learned. So during the early days of the pandemic, when, if you remember, interest rates dropped really, really low because everybody freaked out about what was going to happen. And so interest rates got really cheap. And one of the things we did, along with apparently almost everybody else in the United States, was we were in a position that we could refinance our house. So I think we refinanced the house in April or May of 2020. Got a really, really good interest rate. Locked it in. Look at that. That's good. Glad we could take advantage of that.
Good work.
Our loan servicer, for the past 6 months, has called Lisa between 1 and 3 times per week with this pitch. We want to know if you'd be interested in your refinancing options. Now, I understand that this is your job to sell mortgages right now. And what I've told her is, next time they call, please let's answer. And I want to put this on speaker, because what I want to hear is, what would it take? I can get you this great deal. Now, your interest rate is going to rise by more than 4%. But if we lock that bad boy in for, let's say, 40 to 45 years, I can reduce your monthly payment. What can you, behind the scenes, you and I sometimes we vent about maybe challenges in our jobs before
Yes.
or after, sometimes in text messages, right? And then I think about the person who every day has to come into work 5 days a week. And their job is here's a listing of all of our existing customers. Again, this is our loan servicer. They know exactly what our current interest rate is, how much we have left, and how much we owe. They have all that. And he has to look at that, or she, and say, I got to call these people all day, every day. That's your job. What I've learned is I am glad that I do not have that job at this point. That would be a very, because at the end of it, either you've said no, either a whole bunch of people have said no, or best case scenario, you have just screwed somebody over on their refinancing.
Oh boy. I feel bad for people that have to move right now.
Yes.
I mean, interest rates are running, depending on your credit and, loan amounts and whatever, you're going to run somewhere probably between 6 and 7.5, right?
Yep.
Generically.
Yep.
Some better, some worse, but generically that's what we're talking about. But if you have to buy in this market, it's certainly better than it was a year ago.
Yes.
Right? But it's nowhere near what it was 6 years ago. It was fantastic. I mean, we had been operating for a really long time at historically low interest rates. And then the bottom falls out, like you said, at the beginning of the pandemic. So, but that was, to be fair, incredibly abnormal. What we're seeing now, though it feels high, are more traditional long-term mortgage rates that are in the 5, 6, 7%. I mean, that's really where those rates live, because we had such small. This comes from working in the.
I was going to say, tell me you used to work for a bank without telling me you used to work for a bank.
Right. But I mean, it really is, though. I mean, this is we had rates that were so low for so long because you remember the housing crisis in 08?
Yeah, there was that. Yeah.
Right. And just never recovered after that. But I mean, I remember my folks' mortgage in the 80s was, into the teens.
Yes. Yes.
Right. I mean, we're not talking about that. So, in relation, 6, 7%. Yeah. But boy, you're right. I don't disagree with you. I do feel sorry for the person who has to sit there all day and pray that they get Scott Frost on the other end of the line.
Or the syndicate that's got about $58 million they got to do something with. Anyway, how about you? What did you learn this week?
So you remember this goes back quite a ways into the archives of talking to Todd. You remember when we found $22 in Google money from the Iowa State Treasurer?
Yes. Yes. And you recovered some.
I did.
And I didn't.
Right.
I tried.
Yeah.
Spectacularly didn't work. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. But it was like, oh, hey, found money. Fantastic. Look at that. And I don't know. I think I bought a coffee with it or something, like maybe one coffee with the money that I got out of it. So, I tell you that story. I found some money this week, actually in the mailbox. I played in a golf tournament last January, and I won $100 Amex gift card.
Okay.
So they sent it to me over email. I activated it, printed out the thing, went to Dick's Sporting Goods to use it to buy something.
Probably more golf stuff. Circle of Life.
Actually, it was a new driver. 3-wood. It was a new 3-wood. Yes, it was. It was more golf stuff.
Just took a guess in the dark. I had a good shot.
You did have a pretty good shot going to Dick's Sporting Goods. And the Amex wouldn't work. Tried it. They punched it in. I punched it in the pin, loaded it back on the phone, tried scanning it on the phone. That didn't work. I'm like, fine, whatever. Just paid for the golf club outright. And then came home and got on the phone with American Express. And they looked it up and blah, blah, and couldn't get it to work. Couldn't figure out what was wrong. The gift card division, not American Express itself, but the gift card people. They're like, you know what? Fine. If you want, we can just send you a check for $100. Fine. Great. Let's do that. This was, again, January. Did I write down any kind of confirmation number or the guy who I talked to or any? No, whatever. If it shows up, whatever. Fine. And it was $100 that I had won anyway. And meanwhile, I've got the golf club. So, whatever. And then I go to the mailbox this week and there is $100 check from American Express. And I'm like, oh my God, look at that. Something I never thought I would see. I had written off that $100 that I was absolutely never going to see it. So now I'm trying to decide what to do with it because, my golf bag's looking pretty empty right now. I may need to go get into the golf club. The music is Happy Boy by Kevin MacLeod. You can subscribe to our award-winning podcast with visiting scholar Todd Prinz, wherever you get your pods. Just search Talkin' and the number 2. There's no G and no space. You can stop by and see us at our overly mortgaged Tuba City home office. Please don't do that. Thanks to our listeners, our sponsors, and our contributors. We appreciate you. And you can send your feedback on this episode or any episode to feedback@talkingtotodd.com. Todd?
If somebody was really on the ball, they'd make an offer to wicked.com to buy it and redirect it. But not to the movie, because that one's Boston Red Sox. Oh yeah, it's Wicked.
Wicked.com.
Wicked.com. No ma.
We pocked it. You gonna use that website? Nah, I'm gonna pocket.
I don't think it meant to go. You know what? That one's fine. That one's fine.
That's.
We don't have to reprint the boxes now. Why does it go to a baseball? It is so much better. What's the worst that she did?
On that note, before we get ourselves into any more trouble, we'll clean something up next week. Probably wickedmovie.com. We'll be back. We're here. We're talking to Todd.
Hey, I found your confirmation for the Amex check. You're going to want to write this down. It is F070E62-8E38-